The assaults on the working people of Florida continued in full force last week as the legislature barreled through week 5 of the legislative session. The House continued to move on legislation designed to lower the state-mandated minimum wage in complete conflict with the constitutional amendment approved by the voters in 2004. The House Finance and Tax Committee voted out HB 1425 by Representative Tobias, who stated during testimony that he would be fine eliminating the minimum wage altogether. In spite of bipartisan opposition, the measure continues to move forward and will be heard next in the Economic Affairs Committee. Early last week, the Chamber of Commerce released a television ad claiming that they were actually representing teachers, firefighters, and police officers against their greedy union bosses. The ad demonstrates just how far the Florida Chamber of Commerce is willing to go to advance a purely political agenda and silence the voices of workers in our state while doing nothing to create jobs and stimulate the economy. In response to this commercial, teachers, firefighters, and police officers held a press conference at the Capitol with Representatives Dwayne Taylor and Luis Garcia, both former firefighters, to state unequivocally that the Chamber does not speak for them.
I have one question for the leadership of the Florida Chamber of Commerce. Can you spell hypocrisy? I belong to a union because I choose to, just as I like to have other services deducted from my paycheck. Why am I being denied the ability to get my union dues deducted, but not those other things I choose to purchase?
The commercial that I watched showing public employees struggling to pay their bills because of union dues was egregious. It was very upsetting coming from an organization like the Chamber.
On Thursday, hundreds of nurses, teachers, students, and unemployed workers took to the Capitol in outrage over Governor Rick Scott's plan to eliminate hundreds of thousands of jobs in the state. The workers lined up in single file in front of the governor's office to hand-deliver pink slips, letting him know that the people believe that it is the governor himself who should get his walking papers. The large delegation of workers then took over the 4th floor of the Capitol, the lobbyist alley, and held a demonstration against the direction the legislature is heading. After several lively renditions of "This Land Is Your Land," the workers then filed into the House gallery for floor votes on the move to gut their Florida retirement system. Also on Thursday, both the House and Senate took floor votes on their respective budget proposals, including a new billion-dollar tax on public sector workers. After hours of debate and questions, both chambers passed their own budgets, including the tax increases and changes to the Florida retirement system. The budgets are still very different in their size and scope, but one thing remains the same: this is the first income tax in Florida's history.
This is an income tax for public employees. Yes, an income tax for public employees at a time that they cannot afford it. Thank you very much.
The two different bills will now go into conference committee to merge the two ideas together. A busy week for sure, but the working men and women of Florida are fighting back more than ever. Check back here next week for another video update. Solidarity.